Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Happy Monday to all of you. I hope you all are having a good day on purpose because it's another day to be alive. And good health, that's a blessing. But I just wanted to come on here today because I needed to say hey to everybody. I know every week after my weekly tips, I usually come on and let you all know that our tips have dropped. I thank my moms for interviewing with me, but I didn't get a chance to do it last week. It was a little hectic. Life was happening, so I kind of got caught up. But I did want to come on here today to let you know that our weekly tips are up from last week. What to expect when you're expecting, and congratulations to my girl Tanisha on their bundle of joy. So go ahead and go check that out and check out last week's Mom 365, what to expect when you're expecting. This week's is up with Miss Shatera. I want to thank her as well. And we're talking about balancing motherhood and working, right? Which is definitely a difficult space to be. Trying to maneuver work, your own personal life, taking care of children, all that other stuff. It's a challenge. So go check that out. But also another thing that I wanted to come on here and talk about, because this is definitely the Christmas season, the holiday time, and people are getting into the festivities and things like that. I wanted to come on here and talk about the power of letting go and forgiving. Now, this is very difficult, even for me personally, just sitting here right now. It's a very difficult topic because, the human in us sometimes want to hold on to when people wrong us and things like that. And, we don't want to give them grace, because we're hurt, right? And so the human in us is functioning from that space of hurt and anger and frustration and disappointment and all those other feelings that you feel when you feel betrayed or, somebody lets you down or whatever the situation may be. But this is definitely the season and the time that, we're supposed to be lighthearted and we're supposed to be able to show love, extend grace. I mean, this is something we're supposed to do every single day. You practice forgiveness on a daily basis because when you forgive, it allows you to free yourself. It allows you to be able to still operate in a space of love. And, there are times that we fall short from God and He also forgives and extends grace to us. And we're not always deserving of it, right? So during this time, I just wanted to come on here to just say self-care is being able to practice self-care. It's also important that you're able to practice forgiveness, right? Because in learning to forgive, we have to learn first to forgive ourselves. We got to be able to forgive ourselves for saying yes to people, places, and things that we shouldn't have said yes to in the first place. And we have to learn to give ourselves grace. Also, in being able to do that, we have to also trust that forgiving other people is opening up the doors for the blessings that are supposed to come to us, right? But when we hold on to unforgiveness and we hold on to grudges, it keeps us from the things that God has for us. So we have to be able to get to a space within ourselves where we learn to forgive. I'm not saying forget because it's hard. And then during those times when you remember, you got to forgive all over again. It's a process, as with everything in this life, right? So in this Christmas season, as you're celebrating, as you're intertwining with your friends, your family, whomever, you just want to remember that you want to forgive those who have wronged you. And at the same time, you also want, because you want others to extend forgiveness to you when you have hurt them as well. Because sometimes we hurt other people knowingly and sometimes even unintentionally we do it, not realizing that something we may have said, something we may have did, and something we may not have even said at all has caused some kind of hurt for someone else. So we have to all be able to operate from a space of forgiveness, a space of, just being loving and kind. So I just wanted to come on here as we're celebrating and, we're getting into the festivities. And one thing that we have to remember too, right? the people that are always going to hurt you the most are always going to be those that are closest to you. I don't know why things are set up that way, but unfortunately, sometimes that's how it is. And I think, too, sometimes God allows certain things to take place because he needs our attention. We're giving too much attention to people, places, and things, and we're cheating on God, and we're not giving him the love, the attention that he needs to be able to pour back into our own lives. So, and we have to remember that God is a jealous God, and he needs our attention, because we're all here to fellowship and connect with one another, but at the same time, we have a purpose that we're supposed to be fulfilling during our time here. So we have to also remember that we have to take time to spend with God, to spend in fellowship and in worship, because that's how we grow into the people that we need to become to be able to make the difference in the world that we need to make. Because I feel like everybody has a calling on their life. Whether we've accepted it, that's another story. Whether we've tapped into it, that's another story. But we all do have a greater purpose as to why we're here. So I just wanted to tell y'all this in this season, in this moment, even as I'm going through my own forgiveness journey, because there are people that have wronged me that I'm working to forgive. And there are people that I may have wronged as well that I'm asking of their forgiveness, So these are the things that, we have to be mindful of. And, when you're in your quiet hour and you're talking to God, just ask him to increase in you so that you can decrease. Because when you are operating from that God space, because God lives within us, we are God, then you are operating from a place that is loving and kind and that's selfless, and a place that's patient, a place where you're able to forgive and extend grace. So it's very difficult, don't get me wrong. With everything, of course, takes practice. The more we do it, the better we get at it. So in this season, as you're celebrating Christmas, work on forgiveness. Forgive those friends and family that have wronged you. Those relationships, those friendships that have crossed you, that have betrayed you, and forgive and let go. We're getting ready to start 2024, and let's start it off on the right foot by forgiving ourselves first, and then forgiving others, and then also asking forgiveness of those who we may have wronged. So just be blessed in this season. Happy holidays to you all. I hope you all are keeping up with our self-care tips and self-care motivation for this Advent season or Christmas season. So happy holidays to all of you. Don't forget to check out this new episode of Mom 365 with Shatera this week, last week's episode and last week's tips, and just continue to connect with us. And you guys are going to keep seeing more of me as the year goes around. So I wish everybody well. I wish you all an amazing day on purpose. Don't get me wrong. Every day is definitely not a good day. You're going to wake up some days and you're just not going to feel like it. Bad things are going to happen. Challenges are going to happen. That's just life, and I think when we get to a space where we allow the God in us to increase, then we tend to realize that those are just growing pains, right? And we have to feel those feelings. We have to feel those emotions. But then we got to let the wave ride so we can get back to our happy place and find joy again. So everybody have an amazing day on purpose, and I'll talk to you soon. Book your appointments. Don't forget to put yourself first and self-indulge. Continue to pour into you. And at the same time, as you're pouring into yourself, that overflow is going to flow to other people, and you'll be able to pour into others as well. But remember, you got to pour into your own cup first. So have an amazing day on purpose, and forgive, 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 and let go, and let God. All right, y'all.